When we move on to Monday night, Tuesday morning, actually, 2 uneventful games. The Bucks blow out the Heat. They go 2-0 up in that series. So Ed 2-0 up against Lancashire Lambeer. And then the Nuggets, the bounce back win, tie the series against the Blazers. That's 1 apiece. Ed, it's game on. I think it's going 7. And then we get to last night's game. Wednesday morning our time, we had 3 games. We're picking out 2. The uneventful game was Brooklyn. They look scary. They're 2-0 up against the Celtics. KD and Fournier arguing about who had the better ball spot. You've got Blake throwing it back with a couple of dunks. They look good. But we're not talking about the Brooklyn Nets. Not yet anyway. We are going to go to the big time matchup in the West, and that is the Suns and the Lakers. We know the Suns won game 1. The Lakers bounced back. They won game 2. They won it by 7, 109-102. Did anybody watch game 2 of the Lakers Suns firstly before I get into it?
I didn't watch it live. I've just caught the highlights.
So
yeah, I was able to watch. I was able to watch a lot of stuff from it. I didn't see the game with the full broadcast, but yeah, I know what's going on.
So as we know, Chris Paul actually went down with an injury. He was battling on the defensive end, and I think he hit Cam Johnson, and it basically made his head sort of swivel in a weird way, and it's affected his shoulder. So it's essentially connected with the overall spine. So there's a bigger problem going on, and I think it's on his right shoulder. So it's obviously his most dominant hand. In game 2, he played 23 minutes, and I'm just thinking, man, this guy is so unlucky. Another postseason, another injury. We talk about he's changed his diet, how better he feels. This is nothing related to that. This is a freak accident. But I will say this. The man, Cam Payne, stepped up massively last night. 19 points, 7 assists in his absence, and played pretty much down the stretch. Yes, they didn't win the game, but that's really encouraging. Booker, 31 points, and Ayton, 22 and 10 from the Suns. But on the Lakers side, I think the monster's woken up. AD, 34, 10 and 7. He shot 18 of 21 from the free throw line, which is, putting the pressure on the refs to blow the whistle. LeBron standard game, 23, 4 and 9, and then Drummond, 15 and 12 in the thing. For me, the Lakers hit a lot of big shots in the clutch. When the game came down to it, Crowder tied the game. They actually eventually led with Ayton with a lob. But AD made a big 3. LeBron made a big 3. It was about their composure in the clutch, and I think that was really important for them winning that game. What do you guys think about the series moving forward?
I mean, you said obviously AD turns up, goes 18 of 21 from the free throw line. Like Booker got there as well. Booker was 17 of 17. Like he's doing the work as well. So they're kind of evening each other out there, I guess. Because I saw that stat and I was like, whoa, like was it really one-sided? But I guess not. And yeah, like AD didn't turn up in game 1. Like he just didn't turn up. It was so bizarre, and it's great to see him back on form. And you kind of forget he is so dominant. Like he's an actual.
Do you know why,
cheat.
Bray? Because he's putting pressure on the refs, and he's not shooting outside shots. Talk about it all the time with Embiid and Biggs. Get inside, make a call. It's an easier bucket,
Yeah, he was putting fouls on Ayton. He was putting fouls on Crowder. Campaign ended up fouling out. There's just you can't really do too much with him down there. And I would imagine that continues again. Like from the Lakers standpoint, you did what you needed to. Obviously, game 1 was subpar, but now you're going home.
Yeah. What, Waddy, how do you feel about this? Because obviously the Suns are your team. They were in the regular season. Now they're in the playoffs. This Chris Paul is a stroke of is not good fortune. It's bad fortune.
Yeah, not at all. And at the end, my only thing about it is, as you described the injury, it's not even like a mileage thing. It's just one of those unfortunate things where when you're you're a 6'1" guy, a team of guys that are 6'6" and above. It's every now and then you're going to get a bad hit that's going to turn you the wrong way. But I don't think that it's necessarily over. I think the thing about AD, what's crazy about him is that he still blows my mind how clutch he is from the perimeter as a bigger guy. You think you'd want him taking that shot instead of pounding it in the block late in the game, but yet he makes them, and he did it all the way through the bubble playoffs as well. In terms of how I feel about it, obviously it's a big hit. The main reason that the main reason I picked them was because of how great they were towards the end of 2 seasons ago, and then adding Chris Paul was amazing. Now, if you take the Chris Paul element out of it, it's very much going to have to become the Devin Booker show, which has worked in the past. It pretty much worked game one because Chris Paul had the injury in game one, and Devin Booker just played the game all the way through to an elite level, which got them that game one. I think Ayton has been better than I thought he was going to be. If you consider the onslaught of big guys that the Lakers have to throw at him, you take game one, for example, he had 10 points over the Suns' first 25, which is a weird stat to throw out, I know, but you want that early success from Ayton to be there so that it's in the Lakers' mind early on, so that they have to start respecting him to allow people like a Cameron Payne to get something like a 19 points in a game too, when they have someone like Chris Paul going down. So look, he's still playing. If he can play, he will play. That's the nature of Chris Paul. You can argue that if they do get past the Lakers, then Chris might be able to rest a little bit more in the next series. So he'll do everything he can here to get past the defending champs. But I think if they were ever going to have to fight the Lakers, it's good that they're doing it early, because the Lakers are still trying to find out a lot about themselves as well. I think the fact that they got 15 from Drummond is a bit of a miracle, the way he's been playing up until this point. So if you consider that they only won by 7, Drummond getting 15 is a little bit unprecedented. But that 15 would have helped put them over the edge, and then some. So they're going to have to keep fighting.
Short answer from you both. Give me the series prediction.
I'm going to go Lakers in 6. Lakers in 6.
Okay.
That's where my head went as well. Obviously, so much of it is riding on how much Chris Paul can play. So I know you want a short answer. If Chris Paul's playing, then I think it goes to 7, and then anything can happen. Probably pick LeBron in a game 7 over anybody. So I'll go Lakers in 6 or 7.